Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So from the today's lectures, we started our work energy power chapter, and in this lecture, we are going to solve all the PYQs of a NEET physics examination, right? And from in this series, I make each and every video 25 to 30 minutes, and each video we are going to solve PYQs from the work energy power chapter. Right, in the previous videos we have already completed Newton's law of motion, all the PYQs, and 1D motion and 2D motion, relative velocity, all the PYQs are completed. And in the next, today we are going to start our work energy power chapter. Right, hope your preparation is going very well. So I started this question from 1988. This question saying that the coefficient of restitution E for a perfectly elastic collision is 1. So this thing is a standard. You can remember this coefficient of restitution, and just what is the formula? E is equal to V2 minus V1 upon U1 minus U2. E is equal to 1. E is equal to 0. And E is 0 less than E is less than 1. So this is perfectly elastic collision. This is perfectly inelastic collision, and this is inelastic collision. Right? Hope you are understanding. So what is their answer? Our perfectly elastic first option is correct. So now we do our next question. This question from 1989. A bullet of mass 10 gram leaves a rifle at an initial velocity of 100 meter per second and strikes the earth at the same level with the velocity of 15 meter per second. The work done in joule for overcoming the resistance of air is. So we study that work done by all forces is equal to change in kinetic energy, right? So here, okay, just 1 minute. Here work done by friction air resistance is, that is equal to work done final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy. Alright, so here initial velocity they have given you 1000 meter per second, and the final velocity they have given, that is 500 meter per second, and their mass is 10 gram. Means first we have to convert in kg, so 10 ki power minus 3 kg. So work done by air resistance force, that is 1 by 2, mass is 10 ki power minus 2, V is 5 into 10 ki power 2 square minus 10 ki power 3 square. So this comes out to be 10 ki power minus 2 by 2, that is 5 5 is 25, 25 into 10 ki power 4, and here also 10 ki power 6. So for this we can solve in this manner also. Suppose if I take here 10 ki power 4 common, 10 ki power minus 2, and if I take here 10 ki power 4 common divided by 2, so this here left 25 minus 100. So this comes out to be 100 divided by 2, that is minus 75. So this comes out to be 50. So 50 into minus 75. So 50 into 75. So this comes out to be 3750 joule. This is our negative because this is a resistive force, they opposing the motion. So which option is correct? Option B is correct. Option B is correct. right? Understand now? So work done by all the forces is equal to change in kinetic energy. Here work done by resistive force is equal to change in kinetic energy. Now our next question, how much water a pump of 2 kilowatt can raise in 1 minute to a height of 10 meter? Means in this question, see, first we write that they have given me what they have given. They have given you power, means 2 kilowatt, means 2 into 10 की power 3 watt can raise in a 1 minute. So 1 into means 60 second to a height means height they have given 10 meter, means they are asking volume they are asking, right? So we know work done by all the forces, work done, that is power is equal to work per unit time. Work here, work done is mgh by t, and we know density is equal to mass per unit volume. So in place of mass, can I write density into volume? So this equation modified and become rho into volume into g into h by t. So power is equal to density 1000, volume we have to find, g they have given, or like we have to take g they have given 10, and height 10 meter, time 60, and power they have given 2 into 10 की power 3. So 10 की power 3 going to be cancelled, and then after that volume is equal to 120 divided by 100. So this comes out to be 1.2 meter cube, but they have said that they are asking in liters. So 1 meter cube is equal to 1 liter is equal to 10 की power minus 3 meter, means 1 meter cube is equal to 1000 liter. 1000 liter. So 1.2 into 10 की power 3 liters. So this comes out to be 1200 liter. So which option is correct? Option B is correct. Option B is correct. So a particle of mass m moving in a horizontal circle of radius r with a uniform speed, when it moves from one point to a diametrically opposite point. So it is like this situation. Just 1 minute. A particle of mass m, they have a mass m, is moving horizontally circle of radius r with a uniform speed, let I say v, when it moves from one point to a diametrically opposite point. So what they are saying that opposite point, its kinetic energy, its momentum does not change. Momentum, so first we find momentum. Momentum is P final minus P initial. So we find momentum, that is P, this is our, let I say here they started, and this is our P final. So P final, एक minute. This is our P initial, they started, and this is our P final. So P final, I say minus mv minus, they are moving in positive. This is our positive direction, and this is our negative direction. So minus mv. So change in momentum comes out to be minus 2mv. So if you find magnitude of it, so this comes out to be 2mv. So which option? Option C is correct. And kinetic energy, half mv square only. Kinetic energy does not change, half mv square, right? So shall I proceed for our next question? Right. This question from the 1993 exams. Two masses 1 gram and 9 gram are moving with equal kinetic energy. The ratio of the magnitude of their respective linear momentum. So what they're saying that their kinetic energy, first that is equal to kinetic energy, second two masses 1 gram and 9 gram, means m1 they have given 1 gram and m2 they have given 9 gram with equal kinetic energy. The ratio of the magnitude of their respective linear momentum, P1 by P2, and we know that kinetic energy is equal to P square by 2m. So P is equal to under root 2m ek, 2m ek. So under root 2m ek m1 ek1 under root 2 m2 ek2. 2 से 2 cancel. Kinetic energy are same, so they're going to be also cancelled. So P2, this is P1 by P2, that is equal to m1 is 1, that is 9. This comes out to be 1 by 3. 1 by 3. So which option? Option C is correct. Option C is correct. Easy now. This is not a difficult. We already know all these things. I started all these basic. Right. Now I proceed. When a body moves with a constant speed. When a body moves with a constant speed, means their velocity is, speed is constant. If speed is constant, means acceleration is 0 along a circle. No work is done on it, no acceleration is produced. Work done is equal to force into displacement. Force into displacement. Right? When a body moves with a constant speed along a circle, no work is done, no acceleration is produced. Work done, we can say mass into acceleration into displacement. No acceleration is produced in it. Its velocity remains constant, no force act on it. So we can say that no acceleration is 0 because velocity is constant. So acceleration is 0. And one more thing here, you can say that no work is done because velocity is constant, means acceleration is 0. Acceleration is 0 means work done is 0. So no work is done on it. No work is done on it. So which option? Option B is correct. Right? So this is our next question. This is very important question. 2 times comes in the examination. Position dependent force they have given. X on a small body of mass 2 kg and displaces it from x is equal to 0 to 5 meter. The work done on it. So force they have given us, what they have given? 7 minus 2x plus 3x square, right? And mass of the body they have given how much? 2 kg, and displace it from 0 to 5 meter. So work done is equal to force into displacement. So work done is equal to 7 minus 2x plus 3x square dx, 0 to 5 meter. So work done is equal to 7x minus x square plus x cube, 0 to 5. So work done is equal to 7 into 5 minus 5 square plus 5 cube. So this comes out to be 7 5 35 minus 25 plus 125. So this comes out to be 100 minus 25 plus 125 means 100 135. So 135 135 joule. 135 joule. So which option? Option first is correct. First is correct. Option first is correct. So now I proceed for a next question. A kinetic energy acquired by a mass m in traveling a distance d starting from rest under the action of a constant force is directly proportional to. So what they're saying, the kinetic energy acquired by a mass m traveling a distance d starting from rest means initially is 0 and travel a distance of d under the action of constant force means force is constant. Force is constant. Then the kinetic energy means they are asking the kinetic energy acquired by a mass means work done by all the forces equal to change in kinetic energy, right? In traveling a distance d starting from rest under the action of a constant force is directly proportional to. So work done is equal to force into displacement. Force into displacement, that is equal to change in kinetic energy. Here force are constants. If I indicate say, so force is constant, so it comes out dx, it is equal to change in kinetic energy. So displacement 0 to d. So if I do this, so this comes out to fd is equal to change in kinetic energy. So here you see that here force is constant. Force is constant means kinetic energy is independent of mass. Independent of mass means we can say that kinetic energy is directly proportional to m ki power 0. M ki power 0. So which option? Option B is correct. Option B is correct. So this question from the 1994. A body constrained to move in y direction is subjected to a force given by this. The work done by this force in moving a body through a distance of 10 j cap along y direction. So work done is equal to, we know that force into displacement. If force is constant, then we can write. So here displacement, they have given displacement. Displacement is 10 j cap and force they have given how much? Minus 2 I cap plus 15 j cap plus 6 k cap. So here can I write this? Work done is equal to F dot d vector. So that is equal to minus 2 I cap plus 15 j cap plus 6 k cap, taking the dot product of it 10 j cap. So work done is equal to 15 into 10. So that comes out to be 150 joule. 150 joule. 150 joule. So which option? Option first is correct. Option first is correct. So now I proceed for a next question. This is our standard problem. The potential energy given between two atoms in a molecule is given by potential energy they have given a x की power 12 minus b x की power 6, where a and b are positive constant and x is the distance between the atoms. The atoms in stable equilibrium. So atom in stable equilibrium we have to find. So we know force is equal to minus du by dx. For stable equilibrium, net force must be 0. So I differentiate this equation du by dx, that is a upon x की power 12 minus v upon x की power 6 that is equal to 0. So minus 12a upon x to power 13 of a, then here come minus minus plus 6b upon x to power 7 that is equal to 0. So here can I write 12a upon x to power 13 that is equal to 6b upon x to power 7. So this going to be cancelled. So this is comes out to be, so 2a upon x की power 6 that is equal to b. So x comes out to be b upon 2a की power 1 by 6. So this is our stable equilibrium position. So which option? एक minute. Anything we have done wrong? Just one time see that. Just sorry. So here x की power 6 comes out to be 2a by b. So x is comes out to be 2a by b की power 1 by 6. So which option? Option A is correct. Option A is correct. Now I proceed for a next question. A moving body of mass m, velocity 3 km per hour. 3 km per hour collides with the body at rest of mass 2m and stick to it. Now combined mass starts to move. What is the combined velocity? So this is very amazing problem. So I make the diagram of it. See, this is one body and this is another body. And this is also another body. After the collision, it is like this. So see this, a moving body of mass m with the velocity 3 km per hour, and that is 2m, that is at, this is u1 and this is u2 is equal to 0. This is m, this is 2m, and after the collision, after the collision, they combine together and move with total, after the collision their total mass become m plus 2m that is equal to 3m, and they move together with the common velocity. So just apply conservation of momentum. P initial is equal to P final, m into 3 plus 2m into 0 that is equal to 3m into v. So 3m plus 0 that is equal to 3m v. So v is equal to 1 km per hour. 1 km per hour. So which option? So which option correct? Option C is correct. So option C is correct. Now I proceed for a next question. A body moves along a distance of 10 meters along a straight line under the action of 5 Newton force. If the work done is 25 joules, the angle between the force and the direction of motion is what? So this is also very good question. So in this question, what they are saying that, suppose that this is our body, right? So a body moves along a distance of, suppose they move a distance 10 meter, right? And along a straight line under the action of 5 Newton force. If we are applying 5 Newton force, if the work done in this, work done is how much? 25 joule. The angle between the force and the direction of motion, means they are asking theta. So we know that, so work done is equal to, if constant force is applied, so F dot D vector. So scalar dot product, can I write F D cos theta, and work done they have given 25, and that is equal to force is 5 and displacement is 10, that is equal to cos theta. So cos theta is equal to 25 by 50. So this comes out to be 1 by 2, and we know that cos theta is, this is cos 60 degrees 1 by 2, so cos se cos cancel, so theta is comes out to be 60 degree. So which option is correct? Option A is correct. So option A is correct. So this is our last question. I think 1997 tak is fine. This is our last question. A metal ball of mass 2 kg falling with the speed of 36 km per hour. Means this is a, just 1 minute. A metal ball of mass 2 kg is moving with the speed 36 km. So first you convert this 36 into 5 by 18. So this comes out to be 10 meter per second. Has a head-on collision with a stationary ball. Okay, sorry. Actually, this is head-on collision with the stationary ball of mass 3 kg. Means this is moving with 10 meter per second, and this is at rest. This is U2. This is our U1. If after the collision both the balls move as a single mass, after the collision both the ball move with the single mass, means 2 plus 3, that is 5 kg, and they move together, then the loss in kinetic energy. So they are asking loss in kinetic energy. This is our U1, U2 is 0. So they are asking loss in, then the loss in kinetic energy due to collision. So loss in kinetic energy, cause in kinetic energy is, generally people know that is standard. Loss in kinetic energy is 1 by 2 m1 m2 divided by m1 plus m2, that is u1 minus u2 whole square. So loss in kinetic energy, we can find that is 1 by 2 into 3, 2 plus 3, that is u1 is 10 minus 0 whole square. So loss in kinetic energy is, so 2 से 2 cancel, so this is 3 by 5, and this is 10 square is 100, so this is comes out to be 20. So this is loss in kinetic energy is basically 60 joule. So loss in kinetic energy comes out to be 60 joule. So 60 joule means option D is correct. Option D is correct. Option D is correct. So I think we will do in the next class. These are enough, or like we can also complete this. So let this constant also we can complete. Two bodies of masses, means m1 they have given m, and m2 they have given 4m, are moving with equal kinetic energy. Kinetic energy of first, that is equal to kinetic energy of second. The ratio of their linear momentum. So P, you know, momentum is under root 2m ek. That thing already know. So P1 by P2, that is equal to, we have already solved this question. So kinetic energy 2m1 ek1 2 m2 ek2. 2 से 2 cancel, ek से ek cancel, because kinetic energy are same. And this question 2-3 times asked. This question we have already solved just few minutes before. m1 is m and m2 is 4m. So this comes out to be P1 by P2, that is equal to 1 by 2. So which option? Option A is Correct. Option A is correct. I think this is enough. Now we can solve other problem. This question we have already done. So I think this is enough. We have solved it till now 1997. Now in the next video we start from 1998. I hope my solution you are satisfied with that, and you are feeling good in my videos. If you have any doubts regarding that, or if you are feeling not comfortable in your preparation, you can message me. We can discuss with you personally, and if you have any doubts regarding that coming, we can solve it. And please comment on it if you have any doubts coming in my videos, or if you want anything from my side, you just comment and tell me. I try to make as much as possible for me. And please like and subscribe my channel so that I feel motivated and make more videos for you. And these content are free of cost. No, I don't want any money from your side. And just one thing I wanted, please like and subscribe my YouTube channel if you are feeling good in my videos. And please share with your other friends and other groups who are preparing for NEET examination. Right? Oh, you are doing very well. Bye. Please. Bye. We meet in the other next videos.